we got a horny, muscly one for you this week.
That's right. If you're trying to look at some eye candy and talk about some things that'll make your little boner pop, get ready.
And Dipper did get a boner in this interview. We couldn't see it, but I know it's there.
I'm human. What are you going to do? Aaron Trainer's on the podcast with us today. We're talking about working in porn. We're talking about sodium and how it makes you bloat.
We're talking about what it's like being on Scruff when you're this hot.
Ready? Set?
Enjoy. Blow. Oh. Blow it like a villain. I would like some.
Just want to suck it in.
Oh.
Mom!
When your first choice is a big old bus,
You turn around and boom, you end up with a sloppy seconds. Oh, Diva. Our number is 213-536-9180. Our email is sloppysecondspot@gmail.com. Now on with the show. How you suck, you stupid little fuck, you not so fuck, you totally fuck. Welcome to Sloppy Second with Big Dipper, Meatball, and that's Big Dipper.
Hello, I'm Big Dipper, and we are here in Las Vegas. Can you imagine? We've taken over a suite at Circus Circus.
Which we thought was going to be clown themed, but this room looks beige.
Drab. This room looks, what's the term? Low, sub, par.
Low end.
Anyways, let's get into our guests. Let's get into our guest today.
He's big,
He's buff, and boy, does he put in work.
Okay.
Please make some noise
for Aaron Trainer.
Hello, how are you, Aaron?
I'm great. How are you guys?
Thank you for being with us here.
Thanks for having me.
We're so excited. So, we sort of, I'm a fan of your work for sure.
Yeah, you couldn't wait to get him on the podcast.
I have seen you all over the internet. Obviously, you make the waves when it comes to adult entertainment. And then we all happen to be here for the Gay VN experience. Yeah. We saw you last night on the red carpet.
Yes.
You are doing a meet and greet later.
Yeah.
So, we thought, how serendipitous for us all to come together today.
Yeah.
And maybe later, the two of you will come together.
How dare you?
So we're here in beautiful Las Vegas. Do you enjoy being in Vegas?
Actually, I do. I am enjoying it. It's only my second time here, but I'm enjoying it, yeah.
I figured they film a lot out here. So
They do, but I don't live on the West Coast. So It's kind of, and it's also what I might be good for. I live in Miami. I travel. I do get to LA often, not often, but often enough. And also, it's just whenever they need scenes or they book or they need something or they're filming something, there are studios here that film here that used to be in LA that film here because of rules that they can't film in LA. Certain things they can't film or say, so they come here and they film it in Vegas. It's legal; they can get away with it.
What can't they say?
No, there's certain things that you can't film.
You can say anything on this
Well, I'm
show.
just
So
saying,
what can't you say though?
In porn, there's certain things that they can't
Incest?
film. Yeah, well, some things like that, or certain dialogue, or certain type of
Scat.
themed and things like certain things
Blood.
that you can't do. That you
I love
can't
that I'm
film.
saying all the
you know
things.
What I mean? Like even like
He's
some
not gonna
studios,
say.
they won't allow them to film like like Bareback or Raw, so they have to come to Vegas to do that. You know what I mean? So a lot of studios are filming here. Like they'll film part of something here and they'll film like the other part there. So
Yeah.
a lot of stuff is filmed here that used to and that can't be filmed in LA anymore.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So
Wait,
that's
do
that.
people still use condoms in porn?
Well, certain studios do. And, I did a scene about a year ago where I think the scene before... I did a movie, but the scene before me, they used the condom, but mine wasn't. But there are some studios and some, like sites that do require, every once in a while. But for the most, I would say 99.9% everybody's raw. But there
Raw is law, baby.
Raw
as far as
uncut.
I'm concerned. But for the most part, there's a.
When was the last time you used a condom?
What?
I honestly, same. I don't
Isn't that crazy?
remember.
When we were
It was,
growing up,
over
we have
15
there's
years ago.
a little bit of an age difference between us, just a little bit. But when we were growing up, it was like you cannot participate
Yes.
in any type of sex without condoms.
I
And
remember my friends were getting blowjobs with condoms on.
Yes.
I remember that kind of. I was like, what the fuck is that?
What are we doing here?
And then
Seriously.
it's been this amazing thing because of PrEP and because of Doxy and because of all of these advancements and the dialogue around sexual health that we're sitting here going condoms, never heard of them.
Yeah.
That I don't know. That's pretty wild to
I
sort
think
of
it's
see that
nuts.
happen over the course of decades.
True. But I mean, it happens. There's people out there. I mean, I had, I do a little escorting every once in a while. I had a client, actually, as a matter of fact, that
Condoms only?
I was expecting him raw, and all of a sudden he breaks up this condom, and I was like, okay, I didn't make waves. I was just like, okay, because I was like, I'll just keep that to myself,
Right.
And so this is how it's gonna go.
You were like, ooh, condom.
Yeah,
How exotic.
So exciting.
Because he kind of reached for something, and then he had whatever he was. I thought maybe, I don't know, poppers or something, and then finally, after a while, I see him tearing this thing open. Then I thought it was like tissue or something,
right?
Because it was a flat thing, but it was big, and it wasn't like a small, like for a condom.
You ever fucked an ass that had a female condom in it, like an anal receptive condom? You know about those?
Yeah, I do it, but I've never. No.
What? Have you?
No, but I remember I used to do sex education, and we would like tour around high schools and like do theater plays, and then do a little sex ed afterward. And we would do condom demonstrations, and we would have to do what is called a female condom. We would have to do that, but the specific sole purpose was we were doing gay sex ed, so we were talking about using it as an anal condom.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Doesn't it?
No, it's supposed to suck into the wall.
Yeah,
But
and
the end of it is
I forget.
like small, and you have to fold it, and it goes.
And then it's supposed to suck to
And
your
it's-
walls.
Sorry, I wasn't saying any of that on
Then
the
it
mic.
sucks to the.
Well, speaking about sucking to the walls, you were at the Gay VNs last night.
Yeah.
Your room full of hot porn stars. Did you enjoy yourself?
I
you get
did.
any
It was my
action?
first one. Like I said, it was my second time here in Vegas. And it was my first Gay VN. It's my first award show. Period. I never go to the shows.
Yeah, is that not really your vibe? Or?
Well, I just figure, I hate to say this, but I just figure, no one's going to see me. I'm like, I think. This is just
Now,
me.
hold on a second.
This is just me.
Now hold on a second.
This is me.
We are here to
This
see
is
you.
me.
This is just me. I mean, I think, it's like, there are a lot of kids. I call everybody kids in the industry. They're younger. I'm older. I'm a daddy, in the business. I'm considered a daddy.
Best daddy.
And well, thank you. Yeah, so it's nominated for best daddy. But and
Do you know what decade he was born in?
No.
Guess.
You were born in the 1970s.
No.
80s?
No.
60s.
Yeah.
What?
1967.
What?
And it looks
so
like
basically
this.
70s.
But come on.
Oh, damn. How are you keeping it so tight?
I
He
do what
puts
I
in
do.
the work.
What are you doing to your face? Botox?
Nothing. I don't do anything to my face. I have friends and I know people that do Botox. but
Yeah. Oh, I saw
we
a
all
lot
know
of
people.
Botox last night.
There was
Yeah,
a
there's a
lot.
lot.
There's a lot of face work. I mean, what is that like when you sorry. When you see that in a scene and you're like, oh, you look insane.
No. Well,
Your lips are huge for no reason.
Yeah, it happens. I mean, I've kissed some lips. I've been in a scene or two with some lips and some
feel like those whack. Oh yeah.
some
Frozen foreheads.
Yes,
Some hair plugs, some dent
I have.
veneers.
I have, but you look past that, or you just pretend it's not there, and you do what you do, and you get through it, or you I think paycheck. My paychecks. That's what I think.
Paycheck.
So does money get you hard?
Well, money gets everybody hard, doesn't it? You know what I mean? Especially if you need it, you're in a situation where it's like, I need this money. And you do what you do. You get out and you hustle,
See,
and
that
you
feels
make
dark.
that money,
I don't like that.
Everybody has a way of making money,
You
and
could
then-
text that guy back and say, "Don't you need it?"
He probably does, you know what I'm saying?
Actually, that is what Doug said off camera when the guy said, I don't want to suck the feet. And Doug says, sounds like he doesn't like money.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it sounds like he's like, why is he in the business? You know what I'm saying? But, when you
Do you think if I offered him more money, he would suck my toes?
well,
Or it's a
he probably would, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like, if you're doing this, you have to know you're gonna come across the gambit, like everything. You're gonna come across the weirdest motherfucker. You're gonna come across the easiest guy that's gonna come in 2 seconds. You're gonna be that's the easiest one I've ever made. I mean, I have a guy that just books me just to eat my ass. He doesn't touch my dick. I don't touch his. All he wants to do is just chow down on my hole for an hour, sometimes an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours, and I just.
And where does your mind
and it's
go?
like,
You
I
start
could
thinking
be-
about the day?
I could be, doing something else. I could be working harder. This is the easiest, money I made.
Do you give him some good moans?
That's
While
all,
he's doing
yeah,
that?
I do. Because sometimes he'll ask me to make me eat it, or he'll say some. I give him what he wants. And it feels good. And I love to eat ass. That's my favorite thing to do.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
So I appreciate it. I understand where he's coming from.
Sure.
And he'll just he'll get there and it's like, okay, fine. Then we'll change rooms, and then he'll like, okay, he'll sit on the floor, and I just hinge for it.
Change rooms in his home?
Like in his home. And he's like,
so he said from
so
the
he's like,
bedroom to the
so
shower.
he's like, let's go over here, and we go in there, and then sometimes it's in his office, and we'll go, and he'll just like, okay, and he'll sit on the floor, and he'll just like, okay, just push back, and I'm just like, okay, and I'm like there, like, whatever, and then he hits the spot, and it feels good, and then he'll say like, okay, now like make me eat it, like tell me to do this, and like, and I'm like, I give it what he wants, but I mean, it feels good. I mean, there could be worse ways I could be making the money.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, and that's all. He's like, he doesn't touch my dick at all. He doesn't want that, and he doesn't ask me to touch him,
and that's great because
you know what I'm
then
saying?
you can use
all
it.
he wants
you
to
can
do
use it later.
is just chow down, just eat my hole, and I'm like, okay, cool.
I love the term chow down. when it comes to ass eating.
Just like dine on my ass. I'm like, okay, have at it.
Dine. This is what I want to see. I want to see a cutout on a tablecloth with a fork and a knife next to it. You
Seriously,
know what I mean?
Ass in the middle.
Ass.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to be right back. We all have days when we want to eat well, but just don't have the time or the energy to plan, shop, and cook.
That's exactly where Factor comes in. They deliver fully prepared meals designed by dietitians and crafted by chefs right to your door.
With Factor, you can stay on track with your nutrition goals, whether that's high protein, balanced meals, or overall wellness, without any extra effort.
The meals are fresh, never frozen, and ready in just 2 minutes, which makes it easy to fit into your routine.
I love coming home after a long day and having a tasty and filling Factor meal. It's waiting for me, and I don't have to worry about shopping. It's quick and easy, and one less thing I need to think about when I get home.
I'm feral for fish right now, and I always get my fix with Factor. I recently had their scampi-styled shrimp and salmon, and let me tell you, it did not disappoint.
So get Factor today and start enjoying delicious and nutritious meals.
Head to factormeals.com/sloppyseconds50 off and use code sloppyseconds50 off to get 50% off and free daily greens per box with new subscription only, while supplies last until September 27th, 26. See website for more details.
That's factormeals.com/sloppyseconds50, like the number, off. Sloppy Seconds 50 off. Weight Loss by Hims is here to help you reach your goals.
Hims now offers access to an affordable range of FDA-approved GLP-1 medications that are designed to support you in losing the weight and keeping it off, including the Wegovy pill and the Wegovy pen.
GLP-1s help regulate your appetite and eat less.
With Wegovy at Hims, lose up to 20% or more of your body weight when combined with diet and exercise.
And no needles needed. Wegovy is the first ever GLP-1 pill for weight loss.
And through Hims, you can just go online where you'll connect with a licensed provider who will determine if the treatment is right for you.
No insurance necessary either, and if prescribed, your medication is delivered right to your door.
Ready to reach your goals? Visit hims.com/sloppyseconds to get a personalized, affordable plan that gets you.
That's HIMS.com/sloppyseconds.
hims.com/sloppyseconds.
Weight Loss by Hims is not available in all 50 states. Wegovy is the registered trademark of Novo Nordisk AS.
To get started and learn more, including important safety information, Wegovy clinical study information, and restrictions, visit hims.com.
Lately I have been trying to keep my wardrobe simple. I want pieces that are comfortable, but they still feel like put together like an outfit, and that's why I'm always reaching for my Quince items.
The fabric feels elevated, the fits are clean, and Quince makes getting dressed so easy.
Quince has all the staples for spring, like 100% European linen shirts and shorts starting at just $34.
They're lightweight and breathable, but still look polished. I have a bunch of their Pima cotton tees, and they're super soft and easy to wear and very breathable for the summer, for the sweaty body.
I just rediscovered this pair of linen shorts that I have that are so comfortable from Quince. When something gets buried accidentally, I pulled these out and I was like, what have I been doing? Not wearing these.
And the linen doesn't wrinkle.
Period.
Plus, everything is priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands because Quince works directly with ethical factories and cuts out the middleman.
Refresh your everyday with luxury you'll actually use.
Go to quince.com/sloppy for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada, too.
That's QUINCE.com/sloppy for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/sloppy.
Get yourself some Pima Cotton!
Quince.
Quince. At Quince.
If you love to shop, listen up! Have you heard of Rakuten?
With Rakuten, you get cash back and rewards on almost everything you buy. Just from shopping.
Exactly. Clothes, athletic wear, pet supplies. I'm talking about Gap, Adidas, and even Petco.
So I can buy a look, get new shoes, snag the cat some cute toys, and get cash back.
That's right. And you can even stack those rewards on top of sales and coupons.
That's cool.
It is cool.
But how does it work?
Well, partner stores pay Rakuten to send them shoppers, and then Rakuten passes on some of that money to the members.
Rakuten is really doing the most, huh? Love it.
Yeah, in the best possible way. Plus, Rakuten has 17 million members who are already saving. So, you can become one of them today.
Join for free at Rakuten.com or download the Rakuten app to start saving money now.
That's Rakuten.com or download the Rakuten app today.
And get yourself some Rakuten. The energy drink, I can feel it in my brain right now.
And how's it making you feel?
Cranked.
All right, we are back.
And we're back. You a singer?
I used to sing when I was younger. I was in choir and stuff like that. And
Do you play any instruments?
yes, actually,
The rusty trombone.
that too. Well, people probably don't know. I study music as a music major. I went to
Wow.
school and I'm classically trained.
So I could tell you got those piano fingers.
Well, I started learning piano, but that wasn't my major instrument. I played a lot of instruments. The first instrument I learned to play.
See your hands.
I know, look at that manicure.
Yeah,
He's
right.
done up.
No, they're not.
Oh,
No,
very nice hands.
these
You
are
suck toes?
These are like yes, I do actually. these first instrument I learned to play was trumpet, and I was like 7.
The trumpet!
8 years old, and then I played a little bit of saxophone, and then I kind of settled on clarinet. I really didn't know.
Woodwind.
So yeah, I was a wind major.
Like, suck on that reed.
And I would play clarinet, and then one summer, a friend of the family came by and knew I was playing, and he's like, "Listen, I have this instrument. It was a flute that's been in my closet, and I know you play." And it's like I'm going away. He was going, I don't know, somewhere for like abroad, I think, or something. And he's like, "It's just there." He goes, "If I give this to you," he goes, "when I come back, do you think you'll know how to play it?" I said, "Sure." So he gave me this flute. And I got a book, and I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I love music, and I love playing instruments. And so I got a book, and I taught myself how to play flute. And so,
Off of a book?
yeah, just like a music thing, the fingerings and everything, fingering charts and everything. And I started playing flute, and so I played flute and I played clarinet, and then I really excelled at it. And I got
How do you
scholarships.
blow on the flute?
And what do you mean? How do you blow on the flute?
Because don't you have to like do your lips a certain way to blow like down
It's
into
called an
the hole?
embouchure.
An what?
Embouchure.
I'm
It's a
sure
French
of
word.
that.
It's the way
I'm sure it is.
You have to the way you fix your mouth to make sound. It's like blowing in a Coke bottle, the bottle, yeah, or a bottle of water. That's how you do that. Very similar. To
Yeah.
that. That's how you.
So how did you transition from being a music major into a porn star?
Well, I went to school. I studied. Like I said I was pretty good. Yeah, but I was also an athlete at the same time. I'm getting there.
No. I just had the shivers. So
I
it
played
makes me laugh.
sports. I played some sports. Ran track, cross country. Was a gymnast. I played soccer. A lot of stuff. But and I wanted to do everything.
Gymnast.
Yeah, I wanted to do a lot of stuff. But then I had to cut out a lot of the sports because I got scholarships. I really excelled in music, and I went Boston Conservatory, studied Juilliard.
What?
A lot of play. Yeah. So but then like as I grew. But always as a kid, I always knew I was kind of a freak anyway. I knew I was a pig. I knew that. Come on, you know.
Not as a kid.
No, you just know.
A
When you're a
pig.
kid, it's like, when you're gay, I knew when I was this big that I was gay. You know what I'm saying? So
You were like,
I
I
knew.
And then
wanna
when
see
you were
it.
this big,
You're
you
like-
knew you were a pig.
You were like, I want to see him push out.
I knew. I knew. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, all of a sudden I was curious and it came out. No, I knew I was gay, So, and I just grew up, and then these things grew with me. And so musician, athlete, and all this kind of stuff. And then I was like, and then I discovered a dirty magazine. Then I was like, oh, there's porn. And then I was like, okay, it was in me, and I knew it. So I would like watch stuff and flip through things. And back in the day, they called it the bookstore. They're now adult video stores.
Sure.
We used to call them bookstores because you go in and bought the dirty books and you read the stories and so forth. And so, you go cruising at the bookstores. And so that was like my first foray into like, I guess strange, like hookups or whatever, that kind of thing, and the danger of like,
What part of the
cruising.
country were you in at this time? As a
I was
kid?
I was back and forth at home in Miami and Boston and New York.
Okay, but
And
East
so,
Coast.
East Coast,
okay.
So I was like kind of like, and I discovered these things, and I had friends that were a little older, and, and so you learn from people, and you hear things, and so you take a minute and you go out and you cruise around, this shit happens, and it was great. So, and porn was there, and I always was interested in it.
Yeah.
And I loved watching porn like all the time. So, I mean, it didn't affect my life where I had a problem where, people are alcoholics and they can't function.
Yeah.
I was a functioning porn addict.
Oh,
So
slay.
I watched porn like I had like I was one of those people that had porn loaded on their browsers on their phone, and I'd be at work and like in between breaks to the bathroom, I'd be like, shh, pull up, are you watching porn? Like all day. Wake up, watch porn, like all day, seriously. But I functioned. I didn't have a problem, but I was like, this is hot. And I like the really dirty shit, So I like search for like really nasty porn, So
Pig tube.
seriously, like, well, that wasn't around then, but and then I discovered Treasure Island, and I was like, this is fucking hot.
So this is what
Treasure
I wanna
Island
see.
was very
That was
informative for me.
Yeah, and I was like, this is some good shit. So,
Right.
And I looked for stuff like that, and so I bookmarked things, and I watched, and I was thinking, I wonder what this would be like to do this, I wonder if I could do this, and that was so hot, and just what I had in me, I liked it, and how do I do this? How can I get involved, and how can I make this happen? And then, I was like, I can't do this, and then I had responsibilities, family, and people depending upon me, and so it would go away, and then but every time the urge would come back, it would come back stronger. Like
Than yesterday.
seriously, and I was like, I gotta do this. I want to do this. And long story, finally I said, you know what? I'm gonna do this. And my mom was sick, getting sicker, and then she passed. And so I had this thing of like, what do I do now? You know what I'm saying? Because it was a big responsibility taking care of her, and I didn't want to like start doing this and still taking care of my family and everything. And so things happen for a reason. It was a timing thing,
Right.
And so that it's not that I was like happy. Trust me, I miss her every day.
Sure.
But I was like, okay. Then I thought, I can do this now. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I don't have, and I said, so I went gung ho. I was that guy asking people, how do you get into porn? So like, who do you talk to? Like, what do you do? Like, how do I talk? How do I meet these people? And I would go on like, these dating sites, and I would run across like certain people, like big names, and some of them were catfishers, and some of them were like real. And I would just like ask people, and they were like nice for the most part, and they all gave me the same, advice. Send pics, do this, do this, do this. And then one day I said, okay, I'm gonna do it. And I sent some pics, and then I didn't hear anything. And then I spoke to, I forget who it was, a second time, and he was like, keep doing it. Because what happens is that they have people that send pics, like thousands of pics every day. And, they come across and see all these pics or whatever. But if you keep sending it, they're going to notice you eventually, because it's like, didn't we just see this guy? They're going to keep seeing you pop up, pop up, pop up.
Right.
Gave me that,
Send pics.
keep doing that, keep doing it. And then like after like a month and a half, I was like, okay. And then in one single week, it was like, I can't find any other way to say it. I always say it's like someone flipped a switch. And then I got like phone calls, emails, and like seriously, in the same week from like studios and like producers, and Shishi LaRue was like one of the first ones. She called me, and I was in the gym, and she was like, and I was like, I didn't recognize the number, and then the voicemail was like, hi, is this the fabulous Aaron Trainer? And she goes, this is Shishi LaRue, and I was like, oh my God.
That's a good Shishi LaRue impression.
Shishi LaRue just fucking called me, and she's like, call me back. She goes, I want to book you on the scene. I want to fly out to LA, and I was like, get the fuck out of here.
That's amazing.
And then like seriously, like 2 days later, like Raw Fuck Club hit me up, and it was just like all this shit started happening.
Did you already have the name Aaron Trainer? Like when you submitted your stuff?
I didn't have anything. I just put pics, and I gave them my
pics.
stats like they asked, my name.
And did
stuff.
you already have this body? You like lifelong?
Well, no. I mean,
bodybuilder.
I was active. I was fit, but I wasn't as fit. I'm more fit right now than I.
Because it's your focus and it's your
yeah,
work.
Yeah.
And
It's what I do,
your-
and I compete
right.
and stuff. So
Yeah.
I've gotten better,
Uh-huh.
as over
And
the
all
years.
you did was send pics. You
I
didn't
sent
even
pics.
send a video.
I didn't send a video. And
What
it's
if
like,
what if you didn't come right?
well, they
What if you
How do you
grunted?
not come right? What's
Well,
not coming
All
right?
right, that's
well, they asked
judgmental.
for
I
a
don't
certain
need
type
to
of
be.
pics. They asked for like a rear view, they like for front, that side view,
Spread.
Like a
Yeah.
car. Like
Yeah,
getting a
pretty
new
much.
car.
And then they asked for like a hard
the sticker
dick
price.
or whatever.
And a
Oh yeah,
soft-
we actually need the those things too.
Yeah,
for this
Yeah,
can you
podcast.
send us those pictures?
So and I
Just
sent
waiting for
those, and
that.
then it just like happened, and I was like, shit, I just started working, and then I was like, okay, do I say yes? Because jobs were coming. And I was
Right.
like, I have to like tell them an answer, and I didn't have a name or anything, and and just here I am, and so I kind of.
And you did studio stuff before you started because you also have like subscription pages as well.
That was like the last thing. I was like, that's work. I don't know if I want to do that, and I didn't really understand it.
Right.
And I remember seeing the guys promote their stuff, and I
Yeah.
was just like, this is one guy. I was like, who is this one guy? He's like straight guy, but like gay for pay, obviously. And then he was everywhere promoting his pages,
Obviously.
and I was like, what the fuck is this guy talking about?
Right.
Subscribe to my thing. Subscribe. And that was like the first time I noticed that I witnessed something like that. I started doing, and like Pride Studios was like one of the first ones too. Like Gio and down in Fort Lauderdale, and Howard was representing me at Fab Scout, and
You met Howard last night.
And-
Fab
I
Scout.
did meet Howard.
Yeah.
Lovely man.
yeah. So because I was
Need to
like,
contact him.
how do I get to help me? I don't know anything, and I knew the name just from hearing the name, and so I reached out to them. I was like, and they were like, yes, we'll fill this out. Boom, boom, boom. And they snatched me up, and we started working together, and here I am.
Love
So-
that.
That's so cool.
That's so cool. And when did you? Because obviously someone flipped a switch. You started getting all
Yeah,
this work.
it was crazy. It's like seriously, all of a sudden, like everybody hit at the same week.
When did you feel like your sort of fan recognition came? Like when was the first time you were walking on the street and you caught that people were looking at you, or someone asked for a photo?
I think it probably happened sooner than I actually was aware, than I noticed. But the first time I think I noticed was like maybe about a year and a half, 2 years after, because then I was busy and I had stuff on my calendar like weeks and months out, and I was like,
Right.
and then I was like, okay, so I had to like organize like my real life and my job and everything, and then I noticed that people were looking at me, and I was just like, what the fuck, Then I went, oh. That's probably why they were looking at me.
Oh.
And then I would go like to the supermarket, and like there would be like guys that would like follow me up and down the aisle, and like.
What were you wearing though? Were
No,
you
well,
asking?
no,
for
Yeah,
it?
were you asking for it? Were you
No,
wearing little booty
well,
shorts like
I'm
these?
always in shorts, but I was like up
Same.
and I like be walking, and I go to grab whatever I'm gonna get or whatever, and then I notice I look over my shoulder and be like, this dude was just like in the next aisle or 2 aisles over, and he's like maybe 20 feet behind me or something, and like looking at me, and then I started to pay more attention then, and they were like, kind of, and then they like, make little comments or whatever. Oh, hi, this and this and this. And I knew that they were wanting to say something or wanted to make a pass or something like that. But, so I knew. And so I would kind of be like, okay, this is the thing. And then I would get like, messages. I started an Instagram because you have to have an Instagram. You have to have a
You
social
didn't
media.
have one before.
I didn't have anything, seriously. And then
Oh my
I
gosh!
and it's private. I
Just
keep
have
it
a different generation.
I keep it private, and I wasn't one. Believe it or not, people will probably go, "Yeah, right," but I wasn't one for, and I still am not one for like social media. But I do it because I'm a brand, and you have to have it, and it has worked. I have gotten jobs, and I have gotten people that reached out to me, and that and I've gotten subscribers, and I've gotten and it's crazy. It works, and I would get messages. People go, "Oh, I saw you." At the
That's
supermarket."
creepy.
Yeah.
Just say hi.
Yeah, seriously.
Don't send me a message later like I watched you
I
shop.
like a walk by. Love your work.
Yes,
I
and then
keep it
going.
moving.
That's fun to me.
Maybe a year and a half or so, I started to take notice
Right.
that people were like, and then now it's like,
Now you're Aaron Trainer.
it's crazy. It's like, seriously, like I'll go to wherever and like people will just like say, they'll come up to me or whatever. Or if I go out, I'm
Yeah.
not one, I don't party, I might go out like every once in a while, have a drink or something. And then I'll get like people that are just like, it's like a photo op thing.
Right.
And I get stuck.
Well, like because you're in South Florida, you I'm sure go to Fort Lauderdale?
I go to Lauderdale, because I'm up there a lot. I have a lot of friends there, and then
sure
and I
there's
shoot
production
there a lot
there, yeah.
too. And there's content.
Girl, you with
there
the
too.
the
Wilton
Eagle or
Manors.
the Hunters? Like, I'm sure it's a
Yeah.
meet and greet.
Yeah.
So the Sasha Colby meet and greet.
That must be
Aaron
so
Trainer version.
fun. I wish people would do that for me. Now, when you're like, what? When you're like out like in a taxi cab or just like meeting new people, when they ask you what do you tell them porn or do you have like a
I
fake
don't.
job?
I just, first of all, people always they see me and they go, "Oh, you work out, you're a bodybuilder, you compete." I get that first.
And
like,
you
from
do.
And you do.
Or that's
And indeed you do.
I do. And I leave it at that, or that's the lead into they know who I am and they'll say, "Oh, you look really great. You work out, huh?" And whatever. And do you do anything else? And I know where they're going because by now,
And indeed I do.
yeah. And then I'll, because by this time I figured it out,
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like it's a routine. Everybody has the same thing. They don't know, but everybody follows the same.
Pattern. They're like,
protocol,
okay.
and they kind of follow through the same way. And I know what's coming or whatever. And sometimes I'll toy them, and I'll leave it out there, and I'll make them, ask me or make them say it or whatever.
I mean, the service industry.
Servicing.
Or they go, "I know you," and then you're famous, and I go, "Really?" And I go, "Well, who? What do you think I do?" And he goes,
You were on that Reading Rainbow show.
Were you in Lee Daniels Presents The Butler, produced by Oprah?
And this one guy goes to me. He goes, "You look like somebody I know." And I go, "Who would that be?" He goes, "Somebody I jack off to."
Whoa!
That's how you do
Now
it.
that's the type of shit I would
was
say.
like-
I'd be
I
like,
was like-
I like to get it out in the
was
open.
like,
I don't
really?
care.
And I go, "Well, what's his name?" And he goes, "Give me a second." And then he comes back like in a minute. He goes, "Aaron, you're Aaron. Yeah, I jacked off to you this morning, man." He goes, "I love your fucking shit." And I was like, "Thank you, I appreciate it." And then he comes over with a friend of his. "This is the guy I was telling you about." And he said, "Oh, that's right." And some of them
is
just
the
come
weird
I
out.
want
and-
someone to jack off to me in the morning.
Oh, boy. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. And we're back. Giving knees.
Giving hairy knees and shows. Now, do you shave your legs for the competitions?
For competitions, everything comes off.
Why do they do? Oh, everything
everything.
comes
No,
off.
seriously, like legs, armpits, everything comes off. But I refuse to shave my ass. I'll go. The suit comes like this, so I shave everything on the outside, and I leave like the inside. I just don't.
Okay, when I first started drag, I would shave my chest, but only where you could see the hair.
Right there.
So I would have like a weird like V-neck
And you
of
hated
no
it.
hair. It was so annoying. It was so itchy too.
Yeah. So that was the other thing too. I shaved my ass once
The worst.
for
It's the worst.
a scene. It was for Rocco Steele. He was
Former
You
guest of
topped
the
him?
pod.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
topped him?
No, are you kidding? He doesn't let anybody top him. He barely lets you touch his ass. You know what I'm saying? So, but
He's
I was
squeamish.
Yeah, so he's like, but, I mean, he's a sweetheart. I love Rocco. He's always been sweet to me. He's we
Yeah, but he's an exit only kind of dude.
yeah. Well, I have nothing bad.
I
to
bet
say.
he doesn't even wash it. He lets
Nothing
the
bad
water
to say
run
about
down.
Rocco Steele. I love
Do it.
Rocco Steele. I
So
really
do we. He's
We
been
love
on
him.
the
He's been on
pod.
the
He's friends of
pod.
ours.
He's always been sweet to me. But He
Yes.
puts me in all of his, well, not all of his movies. He puts me in a lot of his movies, and so, and I was
You have
one
to
of my.
hype yourself up for that?
No, well, one of
Yeah.
my first covers was one of his movies, and I was like, oh my God, I'm on the fucking cover of his fucking movie. And I was just like, yeah. And one of my best scenes that everybody likes was in his movie. It was called Dad's Bareback Barbershop. And I did a scene with Jack Dixon and the
Friend of the pod.
and the barber chair. And that's the scene where like my ass got shaved or whatever.
Oh, part of the scene.
Yeah, part of the scene.
Got it.
And I'll never shave it again. But I did it for him.
How hairy is it?
It's got hair. It's not like a forest, but it's furry.
Interesting.
Why you want to see? I know you want to see.
I mean,
Oh,
I do want to
he
see. But
absolutely does wanna see.
I'm
He
just
wants to
curious.
see.
I think it's because everything else is
It's
so
so hairless.
shaved.
Yeah.
It would be surprising to me that it's a
Yeah,
hair.
it's furry. It's furry. The whole two, yeah. So
Are you just a nice guy, or how do you get through it when you're just not turned on by someone in a scene? Like, how do you make your way through that?
I've been fortunate. Seriously, I've been lucky. I mean, everybody I've worked with, it's been good. I haven't had any problems. I hear stories about, oh my God, I had bad breath or had body odor was a horrible kisser, or I've heard all kinds of stuff
Things
like
we
that.
hate.
We hate all of that.
But I've been lucky. Seriously, I've been really lucky. Everybody that I've worked with, I've been able. I don't want to make this sound weird that I've had to work, but there's been some kind of connection.
Yeah.
I find something or whatever. It's been easy. If I need to come shot, everything it flows. There was no difficulty in like them, fighting me, and everything just worked. You know what I'm saying? So
Do you think that's maybe because you are, like you talked about, you have such an affinity for porn, you love what you do, and you are a sexual person? Because I feel like there are not a lot of people who are like, oh yeah, every single person I've filmed with, I've
true.
had a great connection with.
I think maybe you're right. I mean, haven't really thought about it, but I think that probably has a lot to do with it. And I like to connect with people, so when I first meet them, I'll ask them, is there anything you don't like? Is there something that I should not do? Because, you don't want to be in the scene and you're going at it or whatever, and all of a sudden you do something that's like, and they're like, or they grab your hand and it fucks up the whole everything or whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when I film, even with content, I follow whatever the script asks for. There's certain lines you must say, depends on the studio. And then there's some lines where you can kind of give you like you can ad lib or whatever. And this is the storyline. We go from here to here, but I still feed off of your energy and what I'm feeling and what I feel.
Right.
I kind of give.
Yeah.
And I go there. Sometimes the script doesn't ask for it,
Right.
and it just kind of works. And then sometimes, like especially when I create my own stuff, my own content or whatever, I go there. You know what I'm saying? And but if I'm not getting anything back, or if you don't like it, that's why I do it in the beginning, because the camera picks up everything.
Right.
It picks up if it's forced, if it's rushed, if you're just getting through it and you're like, no matter how you're like, oh yeah, it picks up all of that.
Yeah.
So the body language and everything. So I have a little 2-minute discussion before. Is there anything you don't like or something you would like to happen? Let me know. We can do there because I
prefer that. I prefer that.
That's
Suck
just
on
me.
the toes.
That's just me.
So, Ray Dalton has been on our show before.
He was hard as a rock last night at the
Last
AV.
night
Yeah, he was. I
hard
saw
as a
that.
rock.
What was that?
That was his dick.
That was
Oh, okay.
Trimax, though.
Well, probably.
Of course.
Have you ever done Trimax?
Yeah.
Thoughts? Did you like it?
Yeah. I mean, I use it often. So, I sometimes, from filming, if it depends on the studio or the scene, sometimes you're on set for like 4 hours or 5 hours or something. You're not fucking straight, but you stop for pics, where you have to be hard.
Send the pics.
You get an underneath shot, here, and you need like 30 more seconds here. You need like some
Hard
at the top here on top, and then you get it from this angle, and then there's different positions, and then sometimes you take a break and you're waiting for the other person to get back in the zone or the bottom to like get a rest or whatever, and you're filming.
That poor bottom 4 hours. Oh,
So
their poor
sometimes,
little butt.
yeah, so I mean, it's not straight.
Yeah.
But sometimes you're on set for that period of time, and you need to get the shots. And some studios, the bigger studios, the production's bigger,
Right.
and there's more storyline, and there might be more dialogue, and
And
there's
changeovers and
there's
tech
B-roll,
and all that stuff.
and then there's the actual dialogue, what you need, and then it's here, and then you're getting dressed, and you're getting undressed, and you're half dressed, and
So with Trimax around, the idea of a fluffer doesn't really exist anymore.
Well, no, but
There's always
Yeah,
someone
there's always
hanging around
somebody that's-
set.
yeah.
Have you ever
Little
been in
set
a scene
lizard.
and been like, oh, there's an off-camera friend who I can help get me going before I jump into the scene?
Well,
Well, Trimax, you don't need help.
Yeah, we don't
Well,
really
I'm
need
just
it.
asking.
But it happens, if we're on set or whatever, and we get along with everybody's like whatever, you're there to fuck, you know what I'm saying, and to create a
We
scene.
need to do a
But at the
shout
same
out.
time,
Yeah, I was like, are you asking because
Do
you'd
a
like to be that little
production
friend?
shout-out.
yeah, but sometimes
I would like to be the off-camera friend. For
I
some
want to bring
friends
my
of
knee
mine.
pad.
yeah, sometimes people are there, and they're just like whatever. You don't need it, but you want to say, yeah, sure, why not? We go, that's a nice dick. You want to suck it, so we're gonna do it. Or you have a nice ass. I want to eat your ass, even though we're not doing anything on camera.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
Camera.
we're there. We're all naked and we all do the same thing. But I want to taste you, so yeah, we're good. And things happen like that.
Taste the rainbow.
So
Okay, so I brought up Ray Dalton because he talked about his fornication parties. You are often on the poster for these events, attending these events. You're often a featured performer.
Okay, yeah.
So you're doing lip syncs? Are you a high energy performer?
You do a spotlight
You do a
number.
cut,
Strength,
cut, cut,
strength,
cut.
strength.
I'm there. I'm there.
Turn me up.
How I attended a party in Dallas, and obviously it's a party, but it's a fuck party.
Yeah.
People are fucking. How do you go from one to the next to the next to the next to the next and make everybody happy?
Well, that's my job. So, and he's good at picking and finding guys that are there and that are good at the job doing that kind of a thing, because we're there to make everybody feel comfortable, relaxed, welcomed.
And we're talking about
everybody and included and inclusive, and to feel like they belong. There's always going to be a guy that's on the wall, like watching everybody, that's really timid and feels like they don't belong there, or they're like, the self-esteem or whatever the issues they have. They getting there is a huge thing for them, just showing up, and then just
true.
And seeing this guy, they think everybody's hot. They don't think anybody wants to touch them, or they're they're ashamed of their bodies, whatever it may be. They have issues, but they made the step to actually go there.
Right.
So that's huge. So we want to make them feel comfortable, relaxed, and that they do belong. And so even if it's talking to them and engaging to them and talking to them, and spending some time with them and making them feel comfortable, walking around with them, doing any whatever it may be, just making them feel like they belong there and they're inclusive or whatever, and making them feel relaxed. They might want to come back the next time, and then maybe they take another step. But we don't. If I see somebody over there, my job is to go pull them in and make them feel welcome. You know what I'm saying?
So incredible. Maybe I should go to one of those parties.
No, seriously. And then, there's always going to be a guy that's going to want to bogart your time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we have to, give a little bit here and in a nice way, let them understand that there's other guys here that we have to engage with. You know what I'm saying? And of course, it's consensual.
You're the dude on the poster.
Yeah, and it's consensual. And then sometimes there's other guys that are there too that most guys want to see this guy,
Right.
They don't always want to, like run up on me, but we're there for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And everybody has a favorite. And then,
the party I attended was really friendly, really like social community. Like everyone was having a great time.
Yeah,
It was really
That's
cool.
incredible.
Yeah, seriously, it's all inclusive. It's like there's no body shaming. Everyone's welcome. It's a drug-free party. Let me say that. And everybody's there to have a good time. It's consensual and having a good
So
time.
when you do these parties or film all these pornos and stuff, you're having sex with so many people. Do you keep track? Like, do you have a body count in mind, or do you lose it?
I used to, like 1,000 years ago, I used to, but I was like, you know what? Yeah, right. So, it is what it is.
Do you still have sex for fun?
Not as often as people think. This is work. Let me
you're
say
using
that.
your whole body.
It is work. Some people think, yeah, right, you're fucking, you're having fun. It's sex. Yeah, it's sex, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but it's physical.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's draining, and people, their energy sometimes, and they drain you, and you're pulling.
Energy
and this kind of
vampires.
thing.
Well, I'm trying to drain.
And they suck
You're
your
not.
energy and the life out of you sometimes. And it's like, and then sometimes it's such a good shoot or a good group or whatever, or one-on-one, that you're just spent. You're just like, okay, I want to eat, and I just want to.
I want to go to the buffet at the Wynn.
I just want to chill. You know what I'm saying? And then you have the days off where you're like off. You don't have to do anything, and you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna put my feet up. I'm gonna stay on the couch and watch some TV.
Right.
And you don't
then
even think about it.
you don't even think about it. And then of course, and then the next day you're on a plane because you're shooting a scene somewhere. You know what I mean? And then you have a collab like maybe the day after or like after that scene.
Bus, collab, plane, another collab.
Seriously, I don't like when I do my collabs. I do like one a day if it's like that. If I'm shooting, like, let's say this week, and I'm here in the AVNs and I book some collabs, I only book one collab a day. Okay,
Because you're gonna give it your all.
There's some models that have like 3. I'm like, how the fuck do you do that?
Yeah, and like, where's the cum going?
Yeah,
or
exactly.
coming from?
And it's like they're like a machine. You just like, yes, you want content, you need content, but I want it to be authentic. I want it to be real. I want it to show on camera. I want feeling that I am enjoying this. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? There's a connection because people can tell, but that's just how I work.
Well, that's why
Some
you're
people-
nominated for Best Daddy.
Some people get in there and they're like, I have a collab at 12. Let's do this already because I have another collab at 3 o'clock. Then I have one at like 6:30 tonight. And I'm like,
I guess if they're a bottom, that makes sense.
yeah,
but as a top, that's
but
wild.
Still, you know what I mean? And and they're rushing from one to the next or whatever works for them. But I need rest and rest my body, and I like to, my sanity. And then maybe tomorrow I'll film another one, but like maybe at a different time during the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I try to space them out, give myself time to eat, to rest, because that's another thing. If I'm bottoming, I don't give a fuck. I still eat. I just take longer to clean out. I'm not one of those bottoms that doesn't eat for fucking 10 days, like leading up to a cruise or some shit. You're just gonna get banged out. And some of these guys just don't eat. They just drink water and they just like, eat gummies or whatever.
Everyone's always eating just gummies.
I eat. I eat. I just like I said. I just
Well,
take-
you have to. You got to keep the
well, this
muscles
too,
on.
because
Yeah, we know about eating. We're both on a journey to gain some muscle.
True.
We're working out with the trainer.
We have a great trainer who's wonderful and has some of the biggest arms I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
But we have different eating styles, and we went over this. But you were telling us how to eat properly, which I think is so interesting because right now we're technically on vacation, and I ate.
We're working. This is a work trip.
Well, it's vacation. This is
Yeah,
not work.
well-
No, we're out of town.
Well, the thing is
We're
that you're
out of town.
You're off of out of your.
We're
your
out of the
regular-
cycle. The
Yeah,
sync.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we ate like shit.
Mm-hmm. I was just saying that this morning, that it's like this whole week that my eating's off. You know.
And it's hard
weird.
because they're all coming here to see this.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm trying to wake up in the morning and do
I just have
800
to.
sit-ups.
I'm just mindful of like what I take in, and my sodium. This is just me, and because sodium is big because
Killer.
it bloats you. You know what I'm saying? And you don't get rid of it.
Things you learn.
Seriously,
You
don't.
didn't know that? Sorry.
You don't get rid of the sodium. It's not like you just eat it and then like by the end of the day or tomorrow that whatever, because like it's gone. Like you can eat like a burger. You can go out, for example, at any restaurant, like even if it's a sit down, not fast food's worse. But if it's a sit down restaurant, the sodium in a burger can be like 400 milligrams of sodium in a fucking burger. You know what I mean? Up to that, or like 3. That's a lot of sodium just in a burger. And then you have the fries and whatever, and you put salt on that. But just in the burger itself, or whatever other foods that you eat, like that's prepared, that you don't prepare.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's tons of sodium in it, and you take that in, and you have to digest that, and then the sodium is so high, and then some drinks have sodium in them. You know, people that drink soda, there's sugar, and then there's sodium in that too. It's just the sodium on top of sodium and everything, and you don't get rid of it. You carry it around for a couple, 3 days or so, and before your body starts to release it and gets rid of it. You know what I mean? And then just say you keep eating every day, and the sodium here and the sodium there. Sodium is a lot, and it's just as bad as sugar, if not worse. Sugar's the enemy. That's the other thing
You
too.
just gotta eat vegetables.
You know what I'm saying? It's just that you just have to be mindful of what you eat. It's what you eat and when you eat
Mindful
it.
is-
You know?
Challenging.
That's all.
What is your greatest asset that you have when it comes to making porn?
That I have? You mean physically or just in general?
Just your greatest asset. You're like, I'm so glad I blank
Have
for
this
this job.
huge dick or
No,
stamina.
I think
Or
I-
furry ass.
I think it's a combination for me. I think that I'm nice. I'm nice to everybody.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
are.
saying? I don't, not just because I want to work with this person. I'm nice to everybody, especially if like you're new. I want to make you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just porn, guys. It's just sex. You know what I'm saying? We just have fun. And I'm nice to everybody, and I'm mindful of how they might be feeling, and if they're a little uncomfortable, if they're nervous, and that I interact with people well. I pick up with and I'm good at like pulling your energy and pulling things out of you and letting you relax and like express yourself. I will go here and I'll go here, and then you respond, then I go, see, I can pick up, you like that, and then I'll push it a little bit more here, and then I'll tease you a little bit, with what I'm doing to you or what I'm having you do to me, kind of a thing, you know what I'm saying? And then I'll throw my ass in your face or whatever, and then and then I'll like tell you, you'll know what I like, I will let you know that bring it here or just sit it right here in my mouth, that kind of. Seriously, I'm very vocal, and I will tell you what I like,
Yeah.
It really seems like you have like a good work ethic about it, because we have interviewed other porn performers who, like you were saying earlier, just like, oh yeah, I did 6 collabs, my dick is purple, I don't even like doing it, it's my job, and you're just like, damn, well, then why do it
Then why
anymore?
Yeah.
Right.
I do. I mean, I like it. I enjoy. I'm glad that I'm glad that I get to have sex with men. I love.
Did anyone?
Sex with men.
Yeah. I think.
Yeah,
it's
men
hot.
who have sex with men.
I
Men
love
are the
it.
worst.
Did anyone try to talk you out of getting into porn when you
Porn?
first started?
No, because it was something that I knew that I liked, and then when I made up my mind, it took some time for me to actually do it, but I made up my mind. I knew I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
I wanted to try it at least.
Right.
I wanted to test it out. I knew I was going to like it. I just had to figure out.
Well, did you ever? Were you nervous about maybe people that you knew in your life finding out?
No, because like I said, timing is everything. Things happen for a reason. Leading up until my first shoot, my first booking, and my first time on set or whatever, I had all this time to prep. Like I said, I was dealing with family, my mother being sick, and just other responsibilities that I had. So I had this urge, and it would come up. I'm like, I'm going to do it, but there was something that was, there were reasons why I couldn't do it. So that I looked at it as like, okay, this is time for me to make sure I want to do this. This is time for me to, get my head right to the repercussions of what may happen or once it's out there, it's out there.
Right.
And then I would go back, because I couldn't move forward yet. And then I had another chance to make sure and to prep myself and to get ready and to get my head right again. And this time it was even closer, and I couldn't do it again. I had to come back, the urge is stronger. And so I was ready, I had to make sure I was ready, and I had plenty of time to think about it. And I was like, I'm fucking doing this. You know what I'm saying? I never gave up. When I make up my mind,
And that's the lesson, is never give up.
Never give up.
Yeah.
Now, you do go-go dancing as well, live shows. If you were to do like a lap dance or a strip dance, what would it look like?
Well, it depends.
What's your
I
go-to?
think you're asking for yourself.
What's your go-to move?
Yeah, what is
Well,
your go-to move?
I
Is
don't-
it putting full body weight on?
Yeah,
Or is
I-
it throwing ass and face?
I do all of that. I mean, I like to tease. I like to kiss too, so I throw some kissing in there.
Dipper's hard.
What
No,
about the no
seriously.
touching rule at the strip clubs?
Well, that's at the strip clubs. They can't touch you, but when you go to the back room, you can do what you want. That's
Champagne.
That's a different
Get it
story.
popping
Buy
in
that
the,
bottle.
But,
in the juice room.
You can do that. That's different back there.
Right.
But out front legally, they
Right,
can't touch
okay.
you. But if you have
You
a
get a
private
whiff.
dance, if you have a private dance, whatever. And then I get booked sometimes, like to go to a party. Like there's a guy that wants me to go to Texas, as a matter of fact. I think Houston next month, and for his birthday. And he's like,
just like do a strip at his
yeah,
birthday party.
yes, it's my birthday. And he was like, first he was like, I have some guys that are throwing a party. Would you be interested in, doing like a strip tease or like, coming out and dancing?
Yeah.
Sure, fine, whatever, we'll fly you out and blah, blah, fine, sure, fine. And then he reached out and said that we're not going to do that, but my birthday is coming up. Would you be willing to do that again? He goes, but I'm not going to lie. These are his words. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to have some drinks and I'm going to want to eat your ass. Is that okay? So I'm like, yeah. He goes, we'll fly you out. I'll pay your fee. And you okay with me eating your ass? I'm like, yeah, that's the job.
I like that. I
Me
like
too.
when people are just like, this is what I want. Let's do this.
This
I
is
hate-
me.
This is me. I hate when people kind of like beat around the bush.
Yeah.
And then you don't get what you want.
Yeah. So, that's the job. It's like, it's the job.
That's your job.
You know?
Okay. Sorry.
So
I'm
like-
cranked.
I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, we'll do it.
That's fun. I found go-go dancing to be wildly intimidating because you can't control what people are seeing. Like,
And the
if-
boxes sometimes can't hold his weight, which is another issue for him. So it's kind of hard.
Yeah.
They need big boy
It's
boxes.
all that sodium.
No, but it's like fuck you, bitch.
I know.
Fuck
We
you,
have
you
the
fat
exact- We
bitch.
have the exact same body.
We're the exact same shape.
We're the exact same
We're the
shape, but
exact
I'm
same
literally
shape.
50 pounds lighter.
Yes, and then why? It's because I got muscle, baby.
Oh yeah, you got some fat ass legs.
It's because of why were we on the same jet here, and I needed a seatbelt extender, but you could fit in the seat.
and I could pull it tight. One time I got on a flight and the lady, sorry, this is about me again. The lady tried to like sneakily hand me a
These are
seatbelt
funny as fuck.
extender.
Go ahead.
And I took it and I went, oh, I don't need. And she was like, just. And I got in the seat and I buckled the seatbelt and I was just holding it.
You're
and
like,
so
I'm good.
I'm good. So I just took it home. So I have a Delta seat extender in my fucking drag room at home.
You're like,
Because I was like, how fucking rude.
I feel like I do need to defend the fact that it's always like if I just readjust myself in the seat, it clicks, but the way I naturally sit in it doesn't fit.
okay, gotcha.
Yeah, sure.
Sure. All right, we're taking a break and we'll be back with our last and final segment.
You guys are hilarious.
And we're
Back. Have you ever seen the musical Wicked? Are you into musicals?
I have not seen it. I've seen little bits and pieces. I have a friend that is in a touring cast of Wicked.
Whomst were they? You don't know the characters.
I don't know his character, but he did it before, and then he came back. He's in New York. He's doing it. In New
what
York.
age bracket is he in?
He's in
Play
like
the wizard.
our age bracket.
Our
Yeah,
How old do you think Dipper is?
I don't know. I'm gonna say he's younger than me. I would say because everybody's old. I'm older than everybody. You
Right.
know, I'm shorter and older than everybody.
So you were born in.
I was actually shocked at how short everyone was
Yes.
last night, and everyone's like, "Yes, all porn stars are short. That's how their bodies are jacked like that."
People see me like, oh my God, I thought you're like 5'10", 6 foot or whatever. I got booked literally. I'm not gonna say who. We've been chatting for a long time. His studio is quite popular, really famous. Has different little little sites, and we've been chatting for a while. He reached out to me, and then his assistant reached out to me. They actually won some awards last night, and don't even ask. And but he's very nice.
Was it self-sucking twink packing meat?
And so he booked me to do like a scene. I think it was 2 finally because we kept chatting. We did the whole thing or whatever.
Yeah.
And his assistant was a huge fan. So he's a fan of yours. So he's like you have to book him. So it's gonna happen. Don't worry. And he's like he can't wait to work with you. And like, what about you? Anyway, so he booked me to do this, and then all of a sudden he realized he was like, I sent him whatever info and everything. And then he was like, oh, he goes, I'm so sorry. He goes, I don't know why. He goes, I thought you were like 6'1" or 6'2" or whatever, like at least 6 foot. And he goes, I don't know what I was thinking. And it's like, we've been chatting for so long, I should have known this or whatever. But because the site and the scene called for a size difference. And
he thought you were going to be the big
So
one.
he thought I was the tall one, so whatever. And he's like, physically, the dick, everything, the body, everything was fine. It's just that I didn't have the height. And so I was like, oh, it's okay. No, don't worry about it.
An apple box.
And so he's like, it's like, I'm really, really sorry. And he's like, everything was like, and the dates, everything were booked and everything.
Whoa.
I was just, the only thing that hadn't happened was like the flight. We were booking, everything was in place.
Right.
We agreed on everything. And then he realized, he's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. So.
How tall are you?
5, 6 and change, 7.
Oh, same as Dipper.
Yeah.
No, I'm not 5'7".
Sure.
You have to be taller than me.
Now we
I want
come
to go
to
back
our
to you
favorite.
saying our age.
Well, no, I think you're younger than me, but I think you're
Like
probably,
definitely 55, right?
I think you're. I don't think you're 30 something. You know what I mean?
You know what you got to do now.
You know what I'm saying? My point being is that I don't think you're a kid. I don't think you're like.
Thank you.
I don't think you're like 29, like a kid. You're not young. You know what I'm saying?
Not young and
How old do you
nubile.
think-
Okay,
well,
listen.
No, just say an
Let
age.
me-
Say
let
an
me
age out
choose
loud.
my
I
words,
need to
because
hear a number.
the
I
thing
just
is
want to
that
hear a number.
when
That's
you
all we
hear-
want
when
to
you
do
just
is
wanna
hear a
hear a
number.
number.
When you
Aaron, we
sometimes
just want to hear a number.
You say
Say
words,
a
and some
number.
people take the words and they like literally and they read between. And I
Yeah, that's
call
our
everybody-
whole judge.
I'll
That's
call
all we do.
I call everybody kid. So
Okay.
I don't think you're a kid.
Thank you.
That's my point. Is what I'm trying to get across. So when I said I don't think you're 30 something, I wasn't trying to say that I don't think you are. You know what I mean? Oh, let me shut up.
No, keep going.
Our
worse.
final segment
It's
of
getting
the
worse.
show is called
Fuck Talk, where we or our guests tell a fun, interesting, crazy, wild, kooky sex story from their past, present, or future.
or show an example of it.
Take it out.
You said funny.
Weird, funny, crazy.
We as gay people probably have
Get to choose.
wilder, crazier
Yeah,
sex
it's like,
stories than anyone else.
I'm trying to
in the
think
world.
of something that might be, interesting.
and
she
then I
just-
have a question for you.
Is it about the taste of the meat?
Taste of what meat? What meat?
The pork.
Oh, it was in the pork chow mein. How much protein's in pork? No, I have been hooking up with a very, very large, muscular gentleman, and I'm not large or muscular at all. He's like 6'2". He's way bigger than me, and I'm just wondering, is that a common thing that they like slobby fags?
I don't think it's a common thing. I think people like what they like, and I mean, I have friends that are like. One's like, jacked, and they both go to the gym, but one is like really solid, really, really obvious, like, very, very fit, much more fit, put it that way, than the partner.
other, yeah.
And the partner's a bear, literally. He's like, and they're in love.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They love each other.
Little
I
body
wouldn't call this
diversity.
love. I
And
wouldn't
they-
call
and-
this love.
No,
Okay.
no, I'm just saying that they're in love, they're married, and this is their life, and they love each other, accept each other for who they are. I think there are people that are in our community, or just in general, straight or gay, that like something that they're not.
Right.
They're attracted
And
to that.
I think
I
And they
think he's into my youth because he is also almost 60.
But it's also the thing where like we talk about people who like specifically like trans people as chasers, or specifically like chubby people as chasers. But there's like a weird stigma around that, and then we think everybody loves. I'm not trying to be rude. A muscle jack body, but we should call
I
that
do love it.
chasers as
Yeah,
well.
I didn't
like,
know I was gonna
I'm
love
a
it, but
muscle
I love
chaser.
it.
There was
Yeah.
seriously.
So
I was on.
fucking muscle.
I'm obsessed. Are you kidding?
Yeah, I want to grab it.
I would love to
was.
sign over my mortgage.
On Scruff. I don't do grind. I was on Scruff, and I had one of
Save
those
your profile.
one of those weird days. One of those weird days where I was just laying around. I was like off. I had the whole weekend. I didn't have to be on a plane. I didn't have to go anywhere. And I was like, I have the fucking weekend off.
No flute practice.
Seriously, nothing. I had nothing, and I was like, what am I gonna do? I mean, I could just stay here in my apartment, just like on the couch, and just like do nothing and just stay. But it's a nice day. I have a whole weekend. I'm saying to myself, do something. Like, you know, maybe I'll suck a dick. Sometimes I just want to suck dick. Sometimes I just want to eat ass. Seriously, I don't want to fuck anybody, or I don't want to get fucked. Sometimes I just want to put your shit in my mouth. You know, that's what I want. That's all I want to do. Well, you know what I mean. I just let me service you. Sometimes I just want to eat you. I just want to taste you. That's all I want to do. I'll do it. That's
Taste
that,
the meat.
and I'm good about that. You know, I'm good with that. So I'm thinking maybe I'll just suck a dick tomorrow or today. So I'm seriously, I'm like thinking maybe I'll suck a dick
Like a villain.
And, seriously, that's what I'm going.
Cocks abound.
maybe
I wonder how many cocks I can suck.
I can't believe you.
I have my whole weekend ahead of
It's
me.
wild to me that you would use Scruff. Like I feel like you would just have so many people's numbers in your phone.
See that's another story too, because I wanted strange dick. I wanted somebody that I didn't know. Okay, so I was in that mood, and I was like, I just want to suck some random guy's dick, and that would fucking blow my mind. It would do it for me. You know what I'm saying? And just because it was new. And I didn't give a fuck if it was like a huge dick, if it was a small. I just wanted a strange dick in my mouth. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was about. And so I'm going, maybe I'll suck a dick. So the point of the story is, I went on Scruff.
Yes.
And I'm like, you know, and I was willing to maybe take a little 5-mile drive, no more than that.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? And
Well,
I
in
was like,
LA, I'll drive 30 miles.
Dipper will drive an hour
and
for a dick.
And I'm thinking, you know, I've had those days too where I'm like, fuck it, I'll drive up to Lauderdale, or I drive here, or I'll drive like an hour and a half or whatever. But, you know, I have nothing to do, and I'm like, I'm in that mood.
Yes.
It doesn't happen often. But I'm like, 5 miles is not too bad. So I'm looking around, see who's close or whatever, and you know, the minute I go on, my shit fucking goes crazy. So I'm like, okay, here we go. I have to filter through all this stuff. I find a guy. I'm like, we're talking. I'm like, okay, cool. So he's like, oh my God, you know, you're really hot. I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, listen.
And I'm like, well, yes.
Well, yeah.
So I tell him,
Indeed, I am.
This is what I want. You know, he's all about this and that. I'm like, look, I just
want
to suck dick. And I like said it like a few times. So we're clear, you know. If I come there or if you come here, I don't want any bullshit. Like, you know, I'm just trying to suck your dick. That's all I want to do. Are you good with that? He's like, yes, I'm fine. And he's like, okay. And then 15 minutes later, he comes back and he's like, okay. He goes, but you know what? He goes, you're really hot. He goes, but I really want something else. He goes, I'm kind of a chaser. And I was like, okay. I go, well, you could have just told me at the beginning. He goes, but you're really, really hot though. And I'm like, okay, fine. You know, but I'll still, if you want, I just want to suck dick. I'll go for it. But he was like, no. And he turned me down. He was like, no. He goes, I want somebody, I want a little guy that has a little bit of belly. I want somebody with a little more meat on their bones. And I was like, okay, cool, fine. And I get it. You know what I'm saying? And so that was a long, boring story. But yes, people.
Well, we got this out of it, which is so great.
People like, you know, what that's different.
They like what they like.
They like what they like. You know what I'm saying?
But to turn you down, that's a mistake.
But no, seriously, and I was cool with that. I was like, okay, fine, good. And I respected that.
Well,
you know
so did you find a dick to suck?
Actually, I did. I found a dick. There was a couple, and like 2 different ones, not a couple, but 2 different ones. And I just wanted one dick. I didn't want to deal with anybody's bullshit, anybody's drama. I didn't want to be like, you know, because you know how those things go when you get on like Scruff or Grindr. You know, they fucking ghost you, and then they're like waiting for the next hotter guy to come along. I'm like, look, dude, it's me. Yes, it's really Aaron Trainer. I want to suck your dick. Do you want to do this or not?
Daddy,
you know what I'm saying? That's just it.
Daddy wants the milk.
Because if this goes on for
Daddy
like another
leche.
15 minutes, I'm done, and I'm going to be
Dumbest
over it.
mother.
I'm going to be like, fucking, that's why I don't go on these sites anymore.
You know, a friend of ours, Leo Herrera, who is sort of like an author, a writer, and like an Instagram pundit. Like he posts a lot of like, you know, thoughtful things. He talks a lot about the Prince Charming sort of mindset at a bathhouse or a sex club.
Okay.
Where you're waiting for the next best or waiting
Yeah.
for the hotter.
Instead
And
of
then
taking
you
what's
spend
right there.
6 hours
Yeah.
and then you leave with nothing.
Nothing.
And then you go home and jerk off. And
The
you're
guy
like,
you
"Should've
thought
fucked the
was a
first guy."
7 or an 8 and you were waiting for a 10. Well, after they left, it was 3s and 4s that
Yeah,
came through
yeah.
and you were like,
You're like,
well,
well,
fuck it.
fuck
I
it.
guess I'm going to the In and
Yeah,
Out or
yeah.
whatever.
That's the same thing with this fucking,
Yeah.
Grinder's the fucking worst. I
Oh,
gave
yeah.
that app like fucking 3-4 tries and I deleted it and been done with it for like at least 3 years. I'm
Yeah.
like, I'll never go back. They're just full of shit over there. I mean, they're all full of shit, but
What are you looking forward to doing with your career coming up soon as we wrap up?
I don't know. Hopefully I can continue to get work.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
And I
you
still
working
want
for a
to,
while.
and I still want to, there's some studios that I like, a couple that I haven't worked with that I like to work with. There's some people that I would like to, work with as well. And I want to travel more. I want to maybe like do some more international
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh,
you know what I
hell
mean?
yeah.
Some sites. I mean, I've
Go
talked
ruin some holes in Berlin.
with a few holes, with a few sites or whatever, and they were like, come. We want to
And in
work
Europe,
with you.
they do a lot of live sex shows. Right?
Yeah.
Have you done that
Mhm.
before?
I've done some live shows. I just did Hustler a week and a
Oh.
half ago, and here in Vegas. So
Hustler with an A.
yeah,
Hustler
Oh,
ball.
did they do a live sex show?
yeah,
there?
that's what
Yes,
it is. And they
that's
do
what
one
it
in
is.
Berlin. They do one in Berlin, and
Why
there's
are we
somewhere
coming to
else.
that?
Yeah, I'm actually hoping I can do the one in Berlin. It's once a year they do them.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna reach out to them because they reached out to me and I was like, really, you want me? It's like, of course we want you to do this. I'm like, oh, okay. So I never thought that that I
You
worked
seem
with them.
like, from what I can tell, highly energetic when
Yes.
fucking, which
You
makes
seem
good
like
for a stage show.
Yeah. Well, I like what I do, and I do like to perform. I do like
Yeah.
to put on a show.
Yeah, you do.
But I mean, I enjoy putting on the show, and I enjoy what I'm doing putting on the show.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's a win-win for me. But I also want to make sure that you get visuals and you get you're aesthetically pleased and it's exciting for you and you're like, oh my God, are they really doing that? Oh my God, is he really doing? Oh my God, So I like to.
What's your move?
I have a few actually, but it depends on who I'm with, the energy, and it depends on if the crowd's even kind of like whatever. I still give. You know what I'm
Sure.
saying? And
You ever pick someone up and
yeah,
done it standing?
yeah, I've done that. I mean, I sometimes I'll if I'm riding because I'll go into
Riding.
I'll go into something going knowing if I'm gonna bottom or not, and then sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna bottom at all. I'm just gonna top, and then I'll get out there and I'm like, I'm sitting on somebody's dick, and it just happens. And I think for me, that's where the best.
You're in tune
My,
with the
yeah,
whole.
my
Yeah,
everything
your body
comes out,
knows.
and I'm
You know
like,
your
and I get
body.
in there, and I'm like, I wasn't supposed to be riding fucking dick
But
tonight, but I'm fucking, and then I just start, and then I take that, and I go, and I give you something with that, and I give myself something with that, and then I go back to whatever, and I just play.
You know what I
Sounds
saw
incredible.
on Twitter, X? Someone saying, I'm so obsessed with this position I can't stop. Think like missionary, legs up, knees on the chest, but that person is tilted even further up so the ass is almost like kind of
Gotcha.
up. That's the top.
Okay.
The bottom has put their legs over those legs and is standing on the bed and then riding the dick, but is
between
doing the
leg, but
thrusting
they're doing
from
it-
above.
That's amazing.
I've done that before.
That seems crazy.
I've been on the bottom, being the top,
Right.
and with my legs up or up here.
Uh-huh.
It's hot when you look at it, when you can see it, and then I've been the top, sitting on that and riding.
That's
and then,
incredible.
And then I'll like spin around on the dick.
360, baby.
Yeah.
Give
Well,
that
thank you
360.
so much.
Aaron,
And before
thanks
you
so
go, can I
much.
just grab your arm real quick?
Yeah. What? That?
Oh, that's doing it for me. Thank
The
you.
quads. You're gonna break
Yeah,
the
where can everyone
shorts.
find you on the internet?
I have Twitter, Aaron Trainer XXX, and then I have
XXX.
I have Instagram _Aaron_Trainer. That's all.
Is that why it's XXX? Because it's like 666.
Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of Sloppy Seconds. You can follow us on Instagram at SloppyPod. You can send
Where
us
does
an
it
email
come from?
at sloppysecondspod@gmail.com or call in with your own fuck talk story to 213-536-9180. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't ever miss an episode, which come out every Tuesday and Friday.
That's right. And if you want to sign up for Mom Plus Gold, you can do that. You can get our episodes ad-free 1 day early, and you get to listen to our full video episodes and watch them, of course. Plus, we have monthly sloppier seconds there, and we did a special Vegas vlog while we were here with lots of fun.
Ring-a-ding-dings. You know what I mean?
Drunk.
No.
Do you need to take a break?
I
You want
do
to
need
go fart
I need
somewhere?
to go fart somewhere.
All right. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye, guys.
To get access to our full uncensored video episodes ad-free and 1 day early, sign up for Mom Plus Gold at mompodcasts.plus.
Sloppy Seconds is produced by Moguls of Media, a.k.a. Mom.
Hosted by Big Dipper and Meatball.
Engineered by Margot Padilla.
Editing and sound design by William Pitts.
Executive produced by Willem, Alaska Thunderfuck, Big Dipper, and Joe Cilio.
Our artwork was drawn by Christian Cimarroni.
And our theme song was written by Mike Malarkey.